What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's me, Crimson 60620, and just letting everything come in. What am I doing today? Well, what I was doing earlier. If you caught my stream earlier, now I'm actually just cooking in my YouTube studio. No, I'm just preparing everything. Yeah. So let's just go here. If you don't know, I like to fucking cook. And yeah, just cooking and shit. So kind of fucked up already and hit my. This is mac and cheese, and I've actually gotten it. I overcooked my pasta. Oh well. So just doing everything that I need to. I figured I'd make some stream, probably make some videos, review some videos while I cook, because I'm gonna be cooking all fucking day. And yeah, I overcooked the macaroni, which is fine. It's fine because the next thing that I'm actually gonna be doing is I've actually already cooked the let me see. I've actually already cooked meatloaf because I had to have some meat. I have 3 meats today. I'm gonna cook my turkey. I'm gonna put that in the oven. But I'm also smoking some pork bellies and baking the turkey. The meatloaf thing was actually something that I really didn't plan on doing, but I was supposed to have some company over. Plans got canceled, and so I figured, why not just make the shit? And oh yeah, I washed my hands. Everything's been washed. That's why it took me so long to set up everything. I'm not filming my kitchen because I don't have my computer in my kitchen. So for me, I usually use 2 blocks of cheese in my macaroni, a full box of macaroni. I kind of usually add milk based on how much the shit is, how wet the shit is. But I have some other things that I need to do today, as far as cooking. Ah, shit. That's the danger of cooking somewhere like this. Let me actually go get a towel to clean this shit up with. Be right back. Alright, so yeah, back. Let's try this shit again. Oh, I only got 15 eggs, okay. So, there we go. Throw that shit in there. I'm gonna actually start watching the video in a minute when I start peeling shit. So one of the things that I did get was a lot of aluminum foil because I just did not want to actually have to wash a lot of pans. And actually, for me cooking, I don't have a lot of pans and shit that I use primarily because it's mostly me cooking for myself. When my neighbor was here, it's like me and like when I was cooking, he would have some. It was still just two people, so I didn't cook a lot of big meals. But it's Thanksgiving, and the thing about it is, here, let's switch this around. Even when I was, before I got divorced, I had quite a few things. Like I have like 2 Pyrex bowls, which if you're an adult and you don't have at least 1 Pyrex bowl, you're doing it wrong. You're literally doing it wrong, especially if you're cooking. All adults need to have Pyrex bowls if they're a cook. Like that goes without saying. And I don't care for what you need to have a Pyrex bowl. Like you can cook for bacon, for adults. Any adults, they need to have a fucking Pyrex bowl. I like my shit, and like even though I'm a little lactose intolerant, I like my shit like super creamy and super cheesy. Now I don't use cream cheese. I know some people like putting cream cheese in their shit. I personally don't. But hey, and seeing that most of this you may be asking why I'm like literally cooking in my YouTube studio. It's because most of the shit is going in the oven and most of the shit is actually just prep time. So I don't really have to stand over a fucking stove. And that's what I'm good at. I'm good in fucking baking. I am awesome in fucking baking. Alright. Make sure the cheese is everywhere. Put just a little bit more milk. Because I want to get it where it's a consistency everywhere. And so you don't really have any spaces where there's not any, like a lot of cheese. God, that's gonna make it really hard to shit somewhere in the next couple days for whoever I get the shit for. Let me go put some shit up. So, all right. So I actually had to go get wash the kitchen utensils off, because you want to make sure you wash that shit off, especially if you're using it more than once. And one of the things that I also do is I dump a lot of fucking shredded cheese. So this shit is, yeah. That's gonna leave some people having some fun. All right. Damn it, I forgot to add the salt. No worries. All right. So now that we've actually done this, let's kind of get into the next stage of what we need to do. And let's go ahead and clean this again. Second. All right, so if you don't know, if you're just tuning this in because you're tuning in simply put because you saw this crazy video online about somebody cooking Thanksgiving videos and you first time on the channel, I actually do content. And content is just usually looking at somebody's shit, making fun of their videos, and that way. So while I am now peeling potatoes because I need to peel potatoes, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over a video, and got my trusty dusty fucking headphone sets, so we can actually do that. So here we go. Was that it? There we go. Hey, Ziggurat, happy Thanksgiving. Wow, okay. Let's go to a review video that I want to actually take here. Should I do this is a lot. Let's do another BassFZz video. So all right, so if you don't know, BassFZz, why do I call him BassFM? BassFZz is a red pillar, and he tends to be a lot more chaste. And he actually left a comment on my video once where he was a little bit upset that I joked about him saying that he was a virgin. And I had actually made a concession that even in the video, I knew he said that he actually did have sex. And it's funny because I offered for him to come on the channel and actually talk about this shit, but he didn't respond after I made that offer. So let's hear him out and see what he says about when you only want, you know, niggers. Obviously, this is talking to black women and the perception of them dating bad boys. So let's see what he says.
So I don't normally talk about race on my channel, right? Because honestly, I don't really ever find it important, honestly, right? Because you know the experiences I had growing up, I have seen what the true battle is all about. And I say this all the time, but
wait, what's the true battle? Like, dude, yes, different cultures handle sex and relationships differently. I was actually just having a conversation in this Facebook group that I'm in, and yes, I'm in a Facebook group. I still use Facebook. Come at me. Um, and I was talking about how a lot of black people aren't into like kink shit. And what do I mean by that is they see it as something that's weird. They never grew up with the option. Like it's basically where they think that being freaky or sexual just means having a high number of people that you have sex with versus the exploration that you actually get with sex. But no, it's cultural. Sex and relationships are cultural. And to be honest with you, I think it's more of a social economic thing where you're working hard and you feel that you can only do this much, so you don't explore. And it's also Christianity is heavily influenced in the black community, and so you have those issues. But yeah, it's still called Facebook. The overall company is called Meta. But let's go.
I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You know, the true fight that humanity should always be facing, as anime as it sounds, as childish, as fantasy as it sounds, as goofy as it sounds, is good versus evil. The true fight.
There is no inherent good versus evil, and maybe I'm coming at this as a non-believer, but there is no inherent good versus evil. Yes, there are scumbags, motherfuckers, and there are some people that don't feel they're fucking evil, even though the common parlance would actually say that they are. But they may be broken. They don't see the world in the way that they are. And there are people who truly believe that they're evil. They are uncaring, unempathetic, what we used to call sociopaths or psychopaths. But yeah, no. Good versus evil. This is that whole religious Christian bullshit that plagues so many people from just setting up dichotomies. But I guess this could be a long video because I'm literally streaming while I'm cooking and preparing. So let's go.
Is doing what's right versus doing what's wrong. That's it. It doesn't matter if you came from the Caribbean islands. It doesn't matter if you're from Iceland. It doesn't matter if you're from Europe, from Paraguay, from Australia, from America, from Canada, from Mexico.
I'm just gonna say Paraguay. Paraguay. Why'd you throw in Paraguay, dog? Really? Why'd you throw in Paraguay? All right. I just find it a weird word, Paraguay. But let's go.
Do what's right versus do what's wrong. And that's been my primary concern for a long time now, right? So, to me, you know, speaking about topics of like race and gender and sexuality, it's a bit goofy. To me, it's a bit goofy, right? And I'm going to, you know, make another video where I kind of talk about why that is so goofy to me. And you know, probably might be a video coming up soon. But today...
You know what? I do want to commend him. He's moved away from sitting on the motherfucking floor in a dusty ass t-shirt. I want to actually commend him. I would actually suggest motherfucker putting on some moisturizer in his motherfucking hair. Still, and like combing out that beard or just shaving the shit. Like, yo, dude, like if your shit grow like that, man, maybe it's time for a motherfucking clean ass shave. You don't look like you would have a neck beard. Looks like you would have a chin, defined chin and shit like that. Just stop it, dog. Just stop it. But let's go.
I just kind of want to open this video up by saying I generally don't talk about issues of like identity too much anymore. Usually I used to during video responses to like feminists and social justice warriors, but like as just the thing I'm concerned with, I'm just not very concerned with it very often, the identities themselves. But the reactions, the stereotypes, the way we treat each other, that's what really bothers me, right? And that's kind of partly where this video was born, you know, because I mean, it's interesting to me because like I said, while I don't really ever talk about race and stuff like that, I do still have a great, like, joy of being a black person, which...
Oh, that's actually cool. You have a joy of being a black person. I have a joy of being a black person. Somebody should have a joy of being, you know, a white person. Not white supremacy, but should have a joy of, like, embracing their culture, knowing the history of their culture. And by the way, when I say white person, I mean like if they're Slavic, if they're Irish, if they're Italian, Greek, shit like that. Things of that nature, not just overall just white, you know. But let's continue.
A lot of people probably wouldn't expect that, right? For no numerous reasons, right? There've been plenty of times I've been.
Wait, what's the reasons? Wait, why wouldn't we expect you to have be happy with a culture that was forcibly sterilized and removed and created a new culture in a land that they were forced to be slaves? Yeah. Why wouldn't we be happy about that? Now, I'm not saying take supremacy ideas and like, oh, black people are the best, like some fucking twisted ass Nick Cannon shit, but you know, why not actually be proud of that shit? I mean, like, it's nothing wrong with being proud of the shit. But you know, let's go.
Rejected, for being black. There's been plenty of times I've been stereotyped for being black. There's been plenty of times I've had the worst expectations thrown of me, and there's been times where.
Fuck, welcome to America. Like what the fuck? Stereotype because you black, rejected because you black. We still remember that fucking test. If you had a black sounding name on a resume, then you are less likely to get a job. But like, how does that do with any type of shit? Like, maybe I'm cutting him off and he needs to get to the point of his video, because I have to admit I'm a little triggered towards anger by the topic. But let's go.
Where even I myself have been, even I have thought less of hood niggas or gangster type niggas and niggas in general.
Damn, you just throwing around the word nigga. I'm glad I'm on YouTube, just streaming on YouTube today. And I will be fine. And I usually don't say the word niggas in my video or like stuff like that, because I try not to like fucking appeal to that type of audience and give people ammunition, but because I actually have right-wing motherfuckers that watch me and have issues with me, and so I try not to appeal to that type of audience. But this one is in particular good. That's me. But let's go to exactly what he said. So here's the thing. I don't want to say this, and I want to say this, and I want to say this. Just because you grew up in the hood, doesn't mean that you're a hood nigga. That's not how shit works. Just because you grew up in a neighborhood where it was a lot of high crimes doesn't mean that you're gonna also just be that thug that like. And I grew up in the 90s when like thuggery was a thing, and it was a lot of high violence, because that was around the time that they tore down the projects and started moving people in the wrong people in some of the same neighborhoods together, which was not good. So like, yeah, no, but it sounds like he's about to make the nice guy argument, and nah, we can't have that, dog. But let's go.
Right, even I fall prey to it as well. There's lots of really awful imagery and like stereotypes of black people, and there aren't really a lot of like positive or heroic ones that are like really pushed into the forefront of honestly of like black culture.
Well, that's really because what the media appetite is. Like, I know he's trying to say that, well, black people don't like put good stereotypes up. It's not that, dog. Like, it's a media narrative that they want to have the perception or the prejudice of this is how black people act. That's not because black people are calling for it. That's the media appetite that they're given. And the moment we actually put somebody up that doesn't do that, it's, well, yeah, the 90s were a big, either the best decades or the most insane decade. Yeah, it depends on where you're living that helped. But back to what I was saying, it is just a media narrative, and it's the stereotypes that people feel that sells. And to be quite honest with you, the thug mentality, the fact that black people love thugs or love crime, that's was always enforced by the media, and it's not always true. Like, that's the thing. Like, it was either black folks needs to be represented as thugs, it needs to be represented as criminals, gangsters, shady, drug addict, or like super religious. Like super religious. And it was never really in between. It was never representation in that way. And that's why that's actually one of the reasons why I started my YouTube channel, because I wanted to give representations of a black creator who has commentary, who actually isn't a thug, isn't some gangster. Yeah, I have locks, but that's because I don't fucking like getting haircuts. And yeah. But it wasn't this gangster aesthetic. It was just who the fuck I was. And we're starting to see more and more of it on social media, mostly the Zoomers, because millennials now, they're caught up with families, and they didn't grow up with the technology because of the tech skill gap with African Americans in the 90s. As I grew up, my family was one of the first families on the block to have a computer with internet connection. And that's because both my father was a plumber with Chicago, so he had a lot of disposable income, and my mother was a LPN. And if you don't know what an LPN is a licensed practicing nurse, which was kind of phased out for MAs, RNs, and CNAs. But yeah, my mother is still an LPN. She still has a license to practice. So yeah, that's the thing. But let's go.
We don't normally get like Martin Luther King Jr. We don't normally get like T'Challa from Black Panther, who honestly is a little too polished as a hero. I would, especially in the Marvel What If series.
Oh, fuck. He doesn't know. Like, okay, for everybody that jumps on the T'Challa bandwagon, and I say it like that, a lot of these people, oh my god, they T'Challa was a ruthless motherfucker in the comics. Like, and I go back to the Marvel Knights comics that they made into motion comics. It's actually on YouTube. You can actually go, and it Wakanda was almost in a lot of cases T'Challa changed it, but Wakanda in the comics is actually very xenophobic at times. They are like, they're very xenophobic. Even in the Marvel Knights comics, where like T'Challa opened up the country a little bit, and that's when Claw kind of attacked, and he asked Claw, was like, after Claw killed his father and shit like that, he was like, "Hey Claw, while they were fighting, do you have any children?" And Claw was like, "Wait, what? No, I don't have any kids." He was like, "Good, because I would have to kill them too." Like, Wakanda don't gives no fuck. And even in the current continuity, yeah, Wakanda will fuck people up. Like, they have no fucks to give. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. I would say this: Wakanda is just as protective of their borders in the Marvel comic books as Latveria and Atlantis. They don't give no fucks. They will kill you on spot and ask questions 30 days later. They don't give a fuck. They don't play. And that's partially because they, in history, they saw what happened with the rest of the continent. Partially because, fuck Namor. Yeah, fuck. Like, yeah. Namor and T'Challa had some fucking beef. But that's neither here nor there. Shit. I'm an asshole. What else? Shit. But yeah, no. Yeah, no. That's a little side rant. I'm sorry, guys. We're peeling this shit. It's getting me distracted, but let's go.
But I'll chat about that, and you know, again, some other time we'll talk about that. But you know, there's not like a lot of like that grand like heroic strength that I could find in the mainstream like hood black culture, because that's really what most people think when.
Wait, like Luke Cage, you were just in Marvel. Luke Cage was a emblem of black exploitation exploitation movies. Like some of the people, Shaft was a fucking cop or law enforcement or tentatively sided with the law enforcement. You literally have that shit. Like, just because you don't know about it doesn't mean it didn't exist. God, I hate this shit, man. I hate these motherfucking, oh, but this is like this. Like, no, motherfucker. Like, you don't know about it. It's not in something that you know about. And so, because you don't know about it, it doesn't fucking exist. But anyway, hold on one second, guys. I want to go wash these potatoes. Oh, shit. All right, let's go back.
When they think of like black culture and form, they think of niggas. They think of hood niggas. They think of running the streets. They think of gangster activity, thugs, being hard, being tough, be having a lot of attitude, a lot of like outward boisterous strength, right?
So here's the thing with this motherfucker, right? He's falling for the stereotype. He is literally falling for the fucking stereotype. And the fact that he doesn't get it, that that's the stereotype that's presented, lets me know that he's not a fucking independent thinker. He isn't somebody who, damn it, who actually thinks more than what other people tell him. And I wouldn't be surprised if this motherfucker was religious. I wouldn't. Because like no wonder he's right wing, right? But it's that whole thing of like, this is a stereotype that we're presenting, and this is what we think that we have to be. And it's just like, no, dude, I didn't feel like I had to be a thug. I was a fucking nerd. I will say that I was and still am a motherfucking nerd. And the fact is, and this knife is not sharp at all. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. I had to actually, get my knife sharpener. Yeah, he been watching too much Hollywood movies. Let's go.
Or a lot of audacity. Rather, more accurately, there's a lot of audacity and a lot of apathy, you know, and definitely the conditions of like project areas, it does make sense that a lot of black people would evolve to be as such. And I don't use that word loosely. I truly mean like evolve to be as such, that they would adapt to their environment.
So, yes, like, if you look at some of the shit that happens through toxic masculinity and the poverty aspect of it, yes, you have a specific type of culture that you would actually see. And I'm sorry, maybe this is just because this is a fucking thick ass root that this is a fucking issue. But yeah, of course, you're just saying toxic masculinity, the hood flavor. Like, dude, it's not. God damn, like a lot of these motherfuckers just don't get what they're really seeing, and they attribute it to, like, I don't know, just I don't know. Help me out, guys. Help me out.
In such a way. But I think that one of the biggest kind of problems I have is I've noticed that when it comes to black ladies, I stumbled upon this channel, and I guess I should have always known this, but it never really hit me hard until I saw this channel from Mahogany Pink. And it was one of the first times I'd seen, and I heard snippets of this just like through osmosis, just like through existence. But it was one of the first times I'd seen like a concentrated area where a lot of black women came together to just kind of talk about how much they didn't like black men. And it just kind of rubbed me.
Oh, God. Wait. Oh, God. No. Okay. This. Is he going to show the channel? Is he going to show the channel? All right, he's going to show the channel. Let's hear this shit. Let's hear this shit. Let's go.
Like the wrong way, right? For lots of different reasons, you know. Like I said, you probably wouldn't expect me of all people to kind of be, I wouldn't say proud, because, you know, pride is kind of, you know, contingent on things that you do. But I'm happy, I'm glad that I'm a black person. Despite the fact that even when I was younger, I was very insecure about it. And even then, I'm not really even.
Wait. He was insecure about being a black person. I wouldn't have guessed. I wouldn't have fucking guessed. He was insecure about being a black person. All right. Let's go.
You know, I'm not really even entirely African American genetically. I don't know what I'm not. Just genetically, I'm not. But when people see me, they see a nigga. Let's just be real, right? If most people, well,
he didn't just paper bag test this shit, right? He didn't bag test himself, did he? Did he just paper bag test himself? He paper bag test himself. Oh, wow. Oh, fucking wow. And I'm going to do a different knife. He paper bag tested himself. Wow. All right. Let's go.
Okay, I get mixed reactions, but overwhelmingly people think I'm black. Every now and again I get, like, some people think I'm mixed, but overwhelmingly people, they know I'm a nigga. They know I'm black, right? And I just always thought it was kind of funny with this, just the fact that, like, I've heard people tell me that, like, that I'm an Oreo, and I'm black on the outside and white on the inside. And
I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. I have to get a better knife. I'll be right back. Wow, that was... Wow. Tell me you hate yourself without saying you hate yourself. Wow. You even say that about yourself, man? I'm never one to call into somebody's blackness, but that shit is just like, you just called out your own blackness, and I don't even know how that even happens. Now, if people want to say that you act, you know, act white or some shit like that, then I fucking understand that, but damn. What's up, people? Thanks for jumping in. But let's go.
And I just, even as a kid, that never drove with me. I never accepted this idea that somehow I was spiritually white, right? And a lot of times, like, why you talk white? You know, you guys, probably a lot of other, you know, young black men or black ladies that speak properly, right?
Wait, speaking with speaking outside of Ebonics, or what do they call it, African American something, doesn't mean that you are white. Like, dude, I had to learn that shit in you have to learn that shit in grade school. It just means it's professional. Now, does it get tired to say that people think that oh my gosh, you sound white? Like, no, it's about sounding professional. And the fact that I fucking hate this. Yeah, I'm fucking this potato up. This was a bad idea. But the fact that a lot of people actually feel that way, that's their fucking problem, not yours. Fuck. Why are you buying into the fucking stereotype? But let's go.
Yeah, probably have got you talk white from a young black person that for some odd reason just found that they can't enunciate words correctly, whose vocabulary is just a mix of slang and mushed gargle.
Like, this shit like really irks me. Not just the knife, but you know, this shit. Like, this motherfucker. Wow. Like, this is literally why we have so many African American people that live in fucking places where they feel like they have to be ashamed of themselves. This is the shit that made him seem like he's ashamed of himself. This shit right here. But he's actually doing it. He's fucking actually doing the thing. But let's go.
Right? It's like, you know, speaking properly, it's not being a white. First of all, I think the obvious point of contention there is you probably should never equate speaking properly to being a white person. That kind of shows your, I hesitate to say, internalized racism. As a young black individual.
But you just did it. Fuck. Do you not see that shit? You just did the shit. And that's cutting actually really well. Motherfucker, you just did that shit. But let's go.
Well, you know, if you can't speak properly, that's okay. I'm not gonna make fun of you for it. I say that as I made fun of them for it. I'm not gonna think poorly. Like I can accept.
How many of us believe that? Can we get some hands to actually believe that he actually believes that shit? No, we don't. We don't believe he did that shit. But let's go.
That not everyone's going to have a proper education, but I'm not going to accept that that's a standard of being a white person. I'm not going to accept that I'm spiritually white, especially when there's like a lot of shit that white people do that I just don't do. I relate more to black people than I relate to white people because, hey, newsflash, I grew up around more black people than I did white people. My family being overwhelmingly black, you know?
Tell me you lived in the suburbs without saying that you lived in the suburbs. Tell me that. Tell me that. That's what happened. You a motherfucker, whole suburban ass motherfucker. And that's the thing I hate about these motherfuckers. They think they fucking arrived because they grew up in the suburbs. Like they did some shit. No, motherfuckers, your parents did some shit. And the fact of the matter is that you think that for some reason this makes you better than people. Because he's been shitting on like black people for the whole fucking time. He has. He just admitted that he did. But he thinks that it was something that he fucking did. Motherfucker, that was your parents' shit. And like, no. But let's go.
I'm saying? So most people, you know, it's like I'm spiritually white because I like anime and I like a little bit of rock music. First of all, truth to be told, I actually prefer rap music a lot more than any other. I love rap.
First of all, when it came down to it, and this is the forgotten history of it, most black people actually liked anime. Like a lot of black people liked anime before it became popular because we were used to the Kung Fu movies. Now, when anime became mainstream, then that was a different story. But most black people liked anime. especially if you grew up in the era where I grew up, where it, like I said, I grew up in the 90s. I was born in 82. When you actually look at a lot of Gen X black people, they liked anime. But you'll never get that because that's kind of like the forgotten history. Like, why do you think motherfucking one of the most prolific groups in the late 80s, early 90s, the Wu-Tang Clan, named themselves the Wu-Tang Clan? But, you know, that shit isn't really talked about because, you know, why do you think there was so much cross-pollination with hip-hop and anime? Look at motherfucking Afro Samurai. Look at Cowboy Bebop. This is the shit that is like fucking crazy. And why isn't chat working? Okay, chat needs to work. Hold on, guys. I just realized chat wasn't working. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me put the chat in the view. I'm seeing y'all chat on my OBS, and I just now realized that I didn't have it in the side. I'm sorry. Open chat properties. Yeah, like the thing about it is it more than anything, it was something that a lot of people actually a lot of black people actually did like. And I'm sorry, like, it's just this whole thing of like, I don't know, it's just one of those things where a lot of these guys, they just, it's like they didn't know the history, and so they thought it wasn't there. All right, cool. Chat should actually be that way. And put that in live chat. Refresh. No. Pop that out. Put the chat right there. Copy. Okay, cool. Let's put properties back up. All right, live chat. And refresh. I guess it's that's how it's gonna look. Anyway, yeah, no, it's just like, I don't know. God damn it. It's like the biggest part of this shit. All right, let's go. Let's get back to the video.
Rap music more than anything else. A lot of people wouldn't know that, right? Because I don't normally talk about it, but rap is my favorite genre. I don't like the nonsensical mumble nonsense and gargle and trap music. Well, some trap music is pretty cool, but like really, I like actual like poetry. I like Immortal Technique. I like K Reno. You know, I like Lupe Fiasco. I like people that have something to say. You know, B.O.B. B.O.B. You know, those people, I haven't mentioned that in a long time, but I like people that got stuff to say. You know,
B.O.B. B.O.B. The fucking flat earther. B.O.B. The flat earther. He has something to say because he's fucking crazy. You know what? And the fucking sad part about it is, again, you're falling for the stereotypes about the mumble rap and all that other good bullshit because you're not thinking that, hey, maybe the reason why a lot of the other shit is popular is because they are pushing the shit and they think that it sells. Like, for real. Like, I don't get that shit. It's just like, do you not see that shit? Like, do you not see that shit? Like, you're falling for the stereotype of a lot of shit, and like, it's that cognitive dissonance. It's just like, just trash, man. But let's go. He is 7 minutes into this video and still hasn't brought up that other channel. Maybe he will soon.
And so, but to tell me I'm spiritually white is just something I can never really co-sign with. I can never.
Also, fuck. What is this whole thing about spiritually being white? Fuck, like, spiritually white? Spiritually white. I'm spiritually a fucking god. And yes, I'm an atheist, but I'm spiritually a fucking god. Does that make me superior to yo trusty dusty ass? Like, dude, moisturizer. I'm just saying. All right. Spiritually white, okay. But let's continue.
Never accept. I mean, because like I've seen lots of white people, and I've kind of seen like the pseudo posh attitude white people have, like this kind of comfort in society, this kind of like naivete that white people have. It's not all white people, obviously not. Like white people who grew up in the projects or rednecks, definitely, they don't have this. But that suburban kind of milquetoast white man that's just kind of doing the thing, just going through the motions, kind of like culture with white people. That kind of sheep-like mentality. There's a lot of sheep in white people. I'm not a sheep. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a Black Panther or anything, but I'm not a sheep. Maybe I'm a Arctic fox. Wait, no, because Arctic foxes are white. You know what I mean.
Was that supposed to be a joke? Was that supposed to be a joke? Was that supposed to be a fucking joke? Okay. I'm gonna put this in here right here. I'll be right back, guys, because I want to actually go grab something right quick. Oh, shit. Be right back. All right, thank y'all for y'all patience. All right, let's get back to this dumb shit. Let's get back into this dumb shit.
The point that I'm making, guys, is that I've just never drove with this nonsense. I mean, white people, or especially like rednecks will go out into the wilderness and hunt deer. Nigga, do you know how much time you have to hunt a deer? Like, niggas don't do that. Niggas don't go. Well, I don't know. There are a couple of family members I saw who hunted a boar in Alabama. So maybe niggas do that. I don't know. Maybe niggas out in the country do that. But I don't know. It's just I've never drove with it, and so this is a long ass preamble to this is a long preamble to what I'm really talking about. I actually really came here to kind of speak on the black ladies that kind of don't like black men, like the mahogany pink crowd. Okay, so I kind of struggle to find like a way to really address her video. My long ass preamble mostly existed to kind of show you guys that, you know, I love being black. I like being a black person. I just am not a hood nigga.
At least he admits this is a long ass preamble. Like, he's out of a 28-minute video. He's at minute number fucking 9 talking about this shit. Wow. I just can't. I fucking can't. All right. Let's go. And I think I actually made too many yams or sweet potatoes.
I'm just not a nigga, all right? I'm not into running the streets. I'm not into drugs. I'm not into weed, and I'm not into slang. I'm not into that stuff. But I like fried chicken too. No. But no, I do like the spirit of being an African American person quite a bit. You know, I do like the strength and tenacity of rising through adversity. That is a story of black people. I really love it, you know. And so there is a bit of like defensiveness I get, you know, for being a black person. You know, not only just from having adversaries who were black, but I've also had adversaries who were white. So to me, again, the grand battle is always what's wrong and what's right. It's never what's black and what's white, right? So it's when I kind of see channels like Mahogany Pink, I kind of throw up in my mouth a little bit, because I see a lady who kind of is very myopic in her view, especially of young black men like around her, right? It's gonna see a lot of the apex fallacy coming up, but it is still important to talk about because.
Wait, what the fuck is the apex fallacy? Like, is that the 80-20 rule bullshit? Is that what that is? Is that what the apex fallacy? Like, the fuck? All right, let's go.
Because this is not a stereotype, and this is not a view that should permeate, especially with young black ladies, especially with ladies in general, but black women in particular, is just not something I can co-sign with. Not only because of my experience with trying to date black women, but, you know, just kind of the reality of this.
Notice he said trying to date black women. Oh. Okay, I'm being an asshole. I'm being unnecessary cruel, but let's go.
Situation, and just how important it is that we kind of get this right, you know, because there's too many stereotypes, and there's too many people have the very comfortable idea that there are no good black men, or black men don't raise their families, or black men don't raise their children, black men don't care.
Actually, this is like one of the fucking. All right, so like research time. Let's be a little bit serious here while I'm mixing this shit. So here, is this it? So it is an actual study, and I may have actually gotten rid of it, but when you actually see the study, when they control for socioeconomic factors, black men actually spend more time feeding and taking care of their children under the age of 5 and shit, like, than any other demographic. And it's fucked up because so many people have bought into the fact that because you're not married doesn't mean that you're not living in the same house. And yeah, like, no, it's fucking stupid. And the fact that he is like buying into this shit is fucking crazy. Like, really? Really? Like, that's just so fucking unbelievable that a black man would actually buy into this shit. But yeah, I don't feel like pulling it up right now, and no, I don't want to join your newsletter. But like, they just recently did this study. It was like, no, black fathers actually spend more time with their parents than any other demographic, than their children, than the other demographic. All right, let's go.
Black men are just gonna leave, and just black men are gonna cheat. There's no good black men. And it just kind of is oftentimes rubbed me the wrong way, because if you ever look at the type of black men that they're talking about, it's always niggas. Always pants sagging, weed smoking, niggas.
Like, this shit is disgusting, and the only reason I'm able to sit through it is because I have my attention distracted. Be right back, guys. Like, for real, like, this shit is disgusting. All right, so let's go.
Gang banging niggas. It's all, and the thing that always rubs me, it's always like, listen, fam. Again, wrong, right. Are these people doing the right thing? That the in and out of prison, thieving, stealing, gang banging niggas, or do you want a nice, kind, well-to-do black guy that actually stayed in school and okay. We're gonna get to it in a little bit, right? Because again, every time I
Like, he does understand that the reason why so many black people are in prison is because Nixon initiated and Reagan level policies that was continued through the Clinton years of the crime bill, right? He does actually get that, right? That when you start people off in the hole, it's hard to actually see it better. This whole, like, and he said it, he's been mistaken for a nigger. Like, does he not see that shit? Like, okay, let's go.
I see it every time, every single time. I never see a nice, well-to-do young black man and is the poster child of not being in his child's life. It's always.
Notice, he's literally talking about himself. He is literally self-inserting himself into this shit. And oh yeah, what I used was sugar. I use, like, it's kind of a guessing game, but sugar, brown sugar. I use pumpkin spice. The reason why I use pumpkin spice because it has shit all to do with pumpkin. It's actually just cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, and all that other good shit. So just pumpkin spice because I'm out of cinnamon. But let's go.
He's a nigga. So with that long ass preamble, let's start chatting about Mahogany Pink's nonsense. Just briefly. I can't go over her whole video because it's like 20 minutes long, but just a couple of snippets.
But you spent fucking 12 minutes going over this shit that you're talking about. You just spent 12 fucking minutes. Oh my fucking god. Really? I can't go over her video in full. You should have just started off with her video. We know you can do the shit. You have done it before. But like you're trying to posture that you're not this, you're not that. Motherfucker, you are literally self-hatred in fucking incarnate based on the shit that you're talking about. But let's go.
Ever since you were a little girl, you've been seeing images of black love on the TV screen that looked like this, or this, or this. But in reality, black love has always looked a little more like this.
Extra aggressive.
Oh, yo, like,
Are you kidding me?
You are the fuck.
Investigators.
No. Oh God, no. Fuck, no. Like, really? And I did not make anywhere near enough. But no, like, that's not how this shit works, dog. Like, for real. Like, this is like fucking clipping shit at its fucking worst. And let me just make some more of this shit. But no, this is clipping shit at its worst. Wow. Okay. Let's go.
Say after killing Kenyatta, O'Neill brutally murdered his 9-year-old daughter Ranivia and tried to stab to death his 8-year-old son, also named Ronnie, before setting him and the house on fire.
Opens up with this is what I'm talking about, right? This is what I'm saying, bro. Her video opens up with the montage of niggas. Not nice young black men who may be a little bit more of the Poindexter variety. Not the young black men. Not Andre the Black Nerd. Yeah, not this nigga.
Not him. Because let's just be honest. This is about him and feeding into his motherfucking his ego. But let's go.
And Andre, right? How's her video open up? Her video, she doesn't open up with talking about Jack's Blade. Come on. That's not how she opened her video.
Wait, did he just say Jack's Blade? Wait. Jack's Blade. Hold on. If this is... Let's see.
You're watching Jack's Blade's month of Halloween. Let's get...
He literally has the thug aesthetic. Like, this motherfucker literally has the thug aesthetic. Jack's Blade. I thought as much. He literally has the thug aesthetic. And I'm not saying that he is a thug, but he has the aesthetic of a thug. Okay. Let's go. Hold on, be right back. I'm cooking, y'all, so these little steps away and sides away, I'm sorry I'm cooking. Let's go.
Up with some nigga on Maury, right? And some nigga that killed his family, unfortunately. And some nigga that would, on literally being recorded, would jump up and try to strangle the woman, and then other niggas just gonna watch the shit. Like, I would love to know the context there, where we just sit there and just watch a lady get strangled. Like what did she do wrong? I really want to know. Like, why did you guys just like Let the nigga, anyhow. Anyway, which by the way, a lot of people, let me just pause and say this, fam. I'm gonna be honest with you. Call it wishful thinking, call it me being a little too heroic, a little too, I guess into anime. But if anybody, male or female, has someone jump up and strangle them while there's a bunch of cameras around, maybe people should move to like stop it.
Wait, the video was stopped at a point where it just doesn't look as if people had enough time to react. Like, what the fuck? Like, tell me you ain't never been in a fight or never seen a fight without telling me you ain't never seen a fight. Like, for real. Like, okay, all right. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let's have this shit cook. And yeah, this is my first time actually making sweet potatoes like this. I usually boil the shit and just mash them, but yeah, let's go.
Maybe that's not being a fucking simp. Maybe that's just being a good human. I don't just, let's continue.
In case you didn't know, sociologists that have studied the decline and dysfunction of the Black American family are for the most part in agreement. The model of exclusive Black love, that is to say, a culture where Black people in America will only make themselves romantically available to other Black people in America, is unsustainable. Specifically, Black women's collective decision to make themselves exclusively available to Black men is...
Wait, but that's because America, and if you live in an integrated society, that shit happens. Like, if you live in an integrated society, that shit happens. Like, am I the only one? Like, oh my God, these are both two dumb fucks. I have one dumb fuck responded to another dumb fuck. Like, fuck. Like, what did he say her channel was? Oh God, let's see.
Ever since you were a little girl.
Fuck. All right. We're going to actually pull this video up.
Ever since
you this to a playlist because this shit is fucking stupid. So we're gonna get this. Let me go put this shit in the oven. By the way, the mac and cheese is looking motherfucking awesome. Let's go.
Is unsustainable.
Now I'm going to stop her here because I completely understand where she is coming from. Not the fact that it's unsustainable, but like the idea itself. Because I've noticed this too with a lot of Black women. Black women, I think overwhelmingly so, more than like any other race, and I could be wrong here, I'm just speaking from my own personal conjecture. From what I've noticed, Black women do seem to overwhelmingly have much of a stronger preference for being with Black men. Black women...
That's because being a Black man in fucking the American society has literally been motherfucking overly sexualized, as there's some stalwart of just animalistic, passionistic. It's like they're objectifying their fucking bodies, dude. And the fact is, a lot of it is for sexual reasons. That's why you see a lot of people outside of the Black communities dating Black men, because they see them as these big sexual beasts. And yeah, that's a fucking stereotype. And the reason why you see a lot of Black women dating and actually marrying black men is a lot because of also socioeconomic reasons, because they grew up in the same neighborhood. They grew up in the same type of culture. And the reason why you date somebody and stay with them, be it married or not married, is because you have several cultural touch points where you guys actually share. Yes, that is the reason why. That is the reason why if you are these red pill nerd incel motherfuckers that expect some type of goddess Instagram model that don't give a fuck about anime to just all of a sudden, oh yes, I really want you, and like that shit doesn't work. You don't relate to nothing but the fact that you want to touch her fucking naughty parts. But motherfuckers like this can't understand that. They think looks should actually work. And me being a nice guy, TM, that it should actually just get a woman. Yeah, like Vila said, it's a reason why BBC cockholding actually exists. Like, for real. It's not that it's just that, oh yeah, black women just want to date black men. It's everybody want to date black men because they are to believe to have some mystical powers of a 12-foot penis. I know I have one, but not every black man is blessed like me. All right, let's go.
Are loyal, so to speak. Now, it's not everyone. You just gotta remember, human psychology is complex, and there's lots of generalities we can create. But one general trend I think a lot of people can see is like, even with like the swirlers, like usually that's more like mixed black women and more highly educated black women. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And even then, highly educated black women still typically, usually,
it's almost if their socioeconomic actually dictates who they want to be around. And if they're around wealthy black men, they tend to fucking date them based on also other things that they grew up with, based on their attraction when they were younger. Like no fucking way that when you're based on something that when you're around when you're younger, and you get attracted to that when you come of age sexually, and then when you become successful and there are other people like that around you that's successful, you tend to stick with that. I said 12 inches. Did I say 12 feet? I don't know. I know what Jita isn't saying about somebody having a extremely elongated penis. I still remember that org that you have in fucking Discord. But let's go.
If you were to flip a coin, I wouldn't say flip a coin, but like if you were to bet on probabilities, you're probably gonna have a much.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't say flip a coin, you fucking token. Damn it, I'm being unnecessarily cruel right now.
Higher probability, like a 70% margin, really. I'm just making stuff up, but it's gonna probably be.
Wow, isn't that scientific? I'm just making shit up. Like, if you just making shit up, then don't fucking make it like it's a certainty. Damn it. Wow. Oh, God.
Most black women, educated or not, are going to prefer to try to be with black men, right? Now, what type of black men do they oftentimes prefer to be with?
Okay, so that smirk lets us know here comes the fucking internalized racism. Here we go.
Well, short answer, there aren't enough marriageable hetero black men to meet the demand of marriageable hetero black women.
Just wait.
Most experts name mass incarceration as the leading cause, but whatever you...
Mass incarceration. Now, I remember one of the last few times I talked about race on my channel. It was actually a video response I did to Rage After Storm, and I just kind of made a mix mash of like data that probably.
How much you want to bet that this data was all over the place because he didn't know what the fuck he was looking at? Like, and yes, mass incarceration for young African American men. It's a reason why we have the school to prison pipeline. It's a fucking reason. I mean, like, couple that with poor socioeconomic conditions, couple that with, you know, not having as much opportunities in inner cities because a lot of jobs moved to the suburbs because of the white flight that happened in the 60s and the 70s. We're 2 generations away from that. Like, we're literally 2 generations from that. We're 1 generation where it was legal for black people to buy homes. And I say legal in the strictest sense. We're 1 generation away from ending redlining by law. We're 1 generation away from that. Like, seriously. This makes no sense. This shit makes no sense that he would actually keep this shit going because he thinks, these thugs, and these are the reason why I can't get the women that I want. And then this chick that he's responding to, like, not everybody wants to get married. We can all be heterosexual. People can be bisexual, but not everybody wants to be fucking married. Dude, like, it's not a thing where marriage is the default of all relationships. Marriage doesn't motherfucking magically justify a relationship. It's a fucking piece of paper from the state. But let's continue.
Isn't really truly reflective of reality, but absolutely reflective of a strong point. And that is, if you were to take, let's just say,
notice he loaded this shit up. What he's about to say isn't it truly reflecting on a reality. It's reflective on a strong point. Like, it sounds like you're cherry picking to tell your narrative. That's what it sounds like. Oh, by the way, I actually am mixing mustard, collard, and turnip greens, if you wanted to know. But let's continue.
18 to 45 age young black men, right? And you were to compare that population of young black men who aren't incarcerated with young black men who are incarcerated in between that age bracket, you will find, overwhelmingly so, most black men aren't fucking incarcerated. As in, when I say most, I'm not talking about 70%. I'm not talking about 90%. I'm talking about 99, probably 0.5%. Meaning 0.5%. Not even, you probably could not even find 1% of the population of young black males are not incarcerated.
I'm not saying anything, so it's not muted, but doesn't look like 90%. Oh no, we know that it's bullshit. I actually have to, like, the likelihood of going to prisons is at 30% for black men. That's what this likelihood. 28%, 28.5%. These are actually studies. That's why you have to read them like this. This is October 2020. It doesn't break down. Does it have a chart? Fuck, I don't want to read through all the studies. Let's see if they have a chart. I'm looking for a chart. Because they actually are listing states. it's no quick chart. And yeah, states incarceration rates. So yeah, we know this is bullshit, but let's go.
If you and I would challenge any of you, just go try to find that statistic. You probably wouldn't be able to find it, so you'd have to create it. Go try to find the demographics of black males between 18 to 45, and then try to find the demographics of incarcerated black men, and compare and contrast the amount of incarcerated black men to not incarcerated black men, and just see. And
maybe we'll find this. Even with this number of 40%, no, 40% of the people in prison or jail are black, not of the actual statistics. Wow, that even sounds even worse. Like, I am not seeing any fucking like, how does he math? Like, how does he math? Like, did I try to look at that? Hold on, let me see if I can actually find this. According to the U.S. Bureau of Justice Statistics, in 2018, black males accounted for 34% of the total males in prison population. Again, this is actually giving a breakdown of the percentage. But like, it's not. Nowhere does it say 90%. Like, how does he get this number? Like, hold on. Let's do this. All right, let's go. But let's go
and see what you find, and just wait and see what you find. Right? Just wait. Over incarceration. Don't get me wrong. I find the concept of overrepresentation to be a bit is contentious. In fact, I would have to talk about it some other time. But again, just to challenge yourself, dear viewer. Let's go. Just go see if you can find that information and come back and see what percentage that is. Because I would bet $200 it ain't. You wouldn't get to 1%. And even if you did get to 1%, you do still recognize that would mean that 99%. Continue.
You think the issue is?
Wait, do I get my $200? Do I get my $200? Because that's some straight up bullshit. Where's that? Okay. Like, do I get my $200? Because I'm not able to find that statistic. I am not able to find that statistic. I guess he got to figure that he got to make it that way because he's not in jail. So it's got to be like at least some black man out there that's not in jail. But like, I wonder where he lives at. Like, because like again, if you want to say the probability of you going to jail is 33%, like. He pulled it from the institute of his ass. But like, man, where's my fucking $200? All right, let's go.
The fact remains that the community has a shortage of gainfully employed black men who can support a family and are looking to marry a black woman.
Okay. The point that she just made It's because wages are fucking stagnant. Like, wages are fucking stagnant. That's going across the board. And that's not just happening to the black people. That's not just happening to the black people. Wages are fucking stagnant. And before you want to make this as this moral failing that, oh, for some reason black people aren't just being as moral as they used to, wages have fucking stagnated. All right, let's go.
Thing that I find particularly interesting. You ever notice how like women will spend about the same amount of time as young men in pursuing education? Hey, you ever notice that they also go to secondary school? Usually, they a lot of them finish high school, and then a lot of them go and they they get college degrees so they can get high-paying jobs. Hey, I wonder why is it that women will spend so much time gaining high-paying jobs, but will then not try to become providers to their families, and instead will expect the men who didn't have the same opportunity as them to become the providers of their family.
Now, this is something that I really, really kind of want to actually address because, really, this actually plays into something. For one, he's kind of right with this point that if you're in a relationship with somebody and you have the higher salary, for you to say, well, no, you need to take care of me because these fucked up ass gender roles, is how it's supposed to be. And, when I say he's kind of right, because no, that should be the expectation. If you're with somebody and you chose to cohabitate, you chose to actually be together, it shouldn't matter if you guys are providing for a household. But he doesn't want to give up the whole women need to be chaste and be all prim, and he doesn't want to give up that. Either you give up the complete expected gender role, or you shut the fuck up about it. Now, mind you, he doesn't look like a guy that has a high fucking paying job. He doesn't. He looks like he's one of those broke motherfuckers that can't take care of a family. And you know what? Cool. Tell you what. Women, if you have a good personality, will still date your ass if you don't have a 6-figure job. They will. They will still date you. They will still like you. But your fucking personality is shit. God damn. Like, I still date women. And I'm fucking struggling. I have a job. I have other responsibilities I have to do. But I still fucking date women. Women want to be my friends. Women want to spend time with me. It's not this whole thing of, well, if you're not a baller, shot caller, drug dealer, motherfucking making money that way, that will cause you not to have relationships. No, it's your fucking attitude. I am 5'7", a fat motherfucker, and I can still get women. It's because the attitude and the way you treat somebody and what you should expect up front. But, you know, he doesn't believe that shit. But let's continue.
But second that question, why is it that black women who have spent so much time in higher education can't do basic math? Basic math being that if I take my income and I combine it with my husband's income, we will have double the income.
I know this motherfucker who just complained about stats that he can't find doesn't know how to do fucking basic income. This mother, not this motherfucker. No. And let's just address the fucked up ass hypothesis that he did, right? This motherfucker just really did say that if I make more than my partner, I should, it should be a problem. But then he turns back around and say, if I take my partner's income and my income and add it together, that doubles my income. No, the fuck it doesn't. Like, you don't know math, you stupid motherfucker. Like, if somebody is making twice what you're making and you add that shit together, it is not fucking double. Like, oh my God. If I'm making $60,000 a year and my partner is making fucking 50, when I add hers to mine, that's not double, you stupid fuck. If I am making 75 grand a year and my partner is making 25, that doesn't equal double, you fuck. It's not double. And he has this smug look on his face like, I told them. Like, no, you fucking didn't, you dumb fucker. All right. Wow. Okay, let's go.
Assuming you guys make the same amount of money. Why must you solely rely on his income? I mean, you spend all this time in higher education. I'm just wondering. I'm just asking. Just why can't you just combine the income? Why would you rely solely on the income of one human being, especially not only just during a recession, but also in a social environment that doesn't even encourage males to seek higher education, to seek these jobs? I'm just asking. I'm just wondering. Just wondering.
Short by about.
Okay, so I did pause him prematurely. He did kind of clean it up, so I will take that one back. But let's go.
Several million, in fact, and this is causing a host of problems. In his book, The Racial Hierarchy, evolutionary psychologist C. Paul Grandison explains that when you have a sex ratio imbalance like the one that Black America has, specifically one that favors the men, the result is that the men become aggressively and deceptively hyper-competitive for short-term sexual relationships. They stop looking for love or marriage, and they're definitely not monogamous.
Oh, you mean financially wealthy niggas?
Essentially, they try to build a harem for themselves.
Wait. Oh my God. Okay, so monogamy is not the default. It's just normalized in the culture. It's like, and then like you can women can have I guess it would be called a reverse harem. Women can have that shit too. Like, it's like, oh, okay. You know, there are like different cultures actually saw marriage and relationships in a lot of different ways, right? You know that, don't you? You are aware of that, aren't you? Like, all right. Hold on, guys. Be right back. So I'm just gonna show this. This is the mac and cheese. It's done. I'm just gonna put it up. Be right back, y'all. All right, let's get back to this. Okay.
Because they have this power, they're able to set the terms of relationships, and naturally they choose terms that are in their favor, ones that get them the most commitment from a woman while offering the least in return. This changes the behavior of the women looking for a committed partner, and they become much more sexually active earlier in the relationship in an effort to try to lock down a partner.
Okay, so my thing with this is this, and I'm gonna be very honest with you. Sex isn't bad. It is not fucking bad. Sex is not a bad thing. If you're out fucking everybody irresponsibly, yes, that's a bad thing. Then it's not about the sex. It's about you needing to feel some fucking... Oh, no, go ahead. Enjoy the rest of your holiday, Ziggurat. Sex isn't fucking bad. It's not a bad thing. If you like to get your pieces, your naughty bits touched by everybody who is consenting age, and you're not manipulating, sex isn't fucking bad. It's not bad. And I'm sorry for people who feel that sex is bad, but it's not. Sex isn't bad. So let's continue.
And I have to be honest with you, this adaptation is remarkably stupid for women. But I guess evolution isn't really about what is intelligent or what makes sense, just kind of what works. But
this is not evolution. All right, let's go.
I have to say, ladies, if you have adapted to such an environment, think critically for all of but one moment. If these men are primarily, and by primarily I really mean only, concerned with your sexuality, why would you highlight only your sexuality in order to keep him around?
All right, hold on. Because this shit is hot.
Oh, I understand. The only way I can keep him around is because the only thing he cares about is having sex with me. But you having sex with him doesn't make you special when he has lots of options.
Wait, so this is the shit that I'm talking about. Why they think that a lot of people like him thinks that trivializing the need for certain people to have physical relationships means that it's trivial. Sex is an important part of the human experience if you're not asexual or aromantic. That's the thing. Like, these people are so... It almost comes from a sense of being asexual or so insecure with what they believe their sex is and how good their sex is. Especially these red type motherfuckers. They're so insecure on their sexuality that it's fucking weird. Like, I don't want my partner to have any other partners before me. I want them to be pure. Motherfucker, we are not passing on a farm. You don't have to request purity from your partners. You just want to request some shit that don't kill you with an STI. But let's continue.
If that's the only thing you could do, it's also the only thing that Anne Marie could do. And Susan. And Jackie. And Jasmine.
To quote the great, it was Brenda, Lakeisha, Tanya. No, I'm sorry. I can't go through all the names. But let's go.
Come on, ladies, think. Does that make sense? Does that really make sense?
And not everybody fucks the same, dog. Like this is, again, one of those cases where I believe he's had the intercourse, but not the sex. Not everybody fucks the same. Trust me, not everybody fucks the same. Not every guy fucks the same. Not every woman fucks the same. Whether you're a guy or a woman fucking either a guy or a woman, not everybody fucks the same. Some people only like certain things. No. And this isn't based on, well, I have to do this in order to get some sort of recognition to keep this man. Like, no, some people just fuck different. People may like be like kink and shit like that. Like, not everybody fucks the same. And I'm sorry, this whole wait till you marriage shit, you don't know if you're sexually compatible with your partner. But let's continue.
Think it's not illegal yet. You can think as much as you want. The government can't stop you from thinking for all of 15 seconds.
But you would want a fucking, like, the way he sounds, it sounds as if he would want a theocracy where dark crimes are fucking punishable. Like the fuck? Did he just really use the think? Like, somebody who wants to go back to the old way of doing things because it was just easier. Saying shit is just easier is just another way of saying that you don't want to fucking think. But these people don't think, right? These people don't think.
For the people who didn't understand the point I was making, essentially, you can't use casual sex or hypersexuality to lock down an individual whose only concern is casual sex and not being committed.
That's why you don't do it. However, you can actually be in a relationship with somebody who feels that sex is important. Like, you can. That's a thing. And for you to actually sit back and say that somebody who likes sex is somehow demonized, being man or woman, shows your sex aversiveness. It shows that Christian upbringing, and I don't care if you're a Christian or not, but it plays to a fucking insecurity that you have about, oh, I don't want my partner. And this isn't even about sleeping with somebody while we're together. It's like, I don't want my partner to have ever never slept with somebody. That's insecurity, dog. That's all that is. It's insecurity. And like, it's sad really, because it just shows that maybe you need to take care of something. See somebody, speak with a counselor, some shit like that, because it's not healthy. It's not fucking good. All right.
You cannot make someone committed to you with sex if they only want non-committed casual sex. Just in case you guys didn't recognize what I was trying to put on the table. Now, of course, individuals who are privy to, or you say the red pill, black pill manosphere, kind of all understand this apex fallacy, or this harem hypergamous nature of women. To people like us, who've kind of privy this content for the last couple of years, this kind of isn't new information.
Here we go. The red pill, black pill, all that other good manosphere bullshit. How many of these guys are in there are actually men with very successful relationships, successful long-term relationships? How many of them are there? If you're part of the red pill, if you're part of the black pill community, how many of these guys are in long-term successful relationships or have had long-term successful relationships? And I would define one where the relationship is more than 5 years. How many of these guys? You probably go and tell that not very many of them are. Because they're children. Because they believe that they want this whole purity culture from women. And they're mad because they can't get the shit that they want to. Because now they have to try. Now it's hard. It's hard to date. And now we have to deal with all of these sluts and hoes and shit like that. But yet and still, you're literally being the fake ass nice guy, and you expect women to just fall over that shit. No, dog, that's not how this shit works. That's not how this shit works. Shit, I want to add some more sage, but let's go.
I do find it particularly interesting that our friend Mahogany Pink displays it as new information, but she also does not really display it as a criticism of women or a criticism of the culture in general. Of course, also, we must address that her entire premise here exists on a gigantic flaw of reality, and that flaw being that women's only option is the apex nigga. And it's not.
Additionally, a woman may see a man who's already in a committed relationship and try to take that man for herself out of desperation. Grandison also goes on to say that these men who are spoiled with more options than they should have take a longer time to commit to their partner.
So, and this is the fun part about it, right? Like, what she's saying is fucking stupid, and this just based it on that monogamy is just the default. It's not. It's a choice. Not everybody is monogamous, and it's fucking stupid. And it's the whole. I would say it's internalized sexism, but I have to watch the video. But to say like, oh no, if a woman is gonna take a man out of fucking desperation, it's because she's lonely and she needs to have a man in her life. There are some women that don't like men. Like fuck. Like, and I want to actually go add something. I'll be right back. There are some women that just don't like men. God, why can't they see that shit? This video is almost over. Well, let's go.
Partners express more dissatisfaction with their partners, are more likely to cheat on their partners, and more likely to abandon their partners. He says that he believes that there would be fewer divorces and fewer illegitimate children if the sex ratio imbalance wasn't so great, because...
So here's the thing with this whole illegitimate children. No child is illegitimate. Like, this is what kind of kills me about a lot of these motherfuckers who are that want to go on these Christian Judeo values, right? They would illegitimize kids, but they complain about things like abortion and fucking birth control. Like, pick your motherfucking lane. Like, do you want kids to happen or don't you? Or is it that you want to actually just set people in a specific type of relationship so it's easy for you to fucking comprehend? Because I think that's what a lot of this shit is. Like, no, you need to have this particular type of relationship in a way that I say it's fine, because if you don't, reasons. But let's continue.
Well, the men would be more loyal.
Or maybe young ladies should date men that are just loyal. Now, I think I'm gonna probably end the video here.
And there's the fucking rip. It doesn't matter if you treat them like shit. It doesn't matter who they are. But they need to be loyal. It doesn't matter if you're not somebody who has the financial security to help support a family. Because we're gonna be honest, like, it doesn't have to be just the man taking over the support of the family. It doesn't. I would agree on that. But for you to just be like, oh no, you should just like me because I'm loyal, I'll stick around. Fucking puppies are loyal as long as you fucking feed them. That doesn't mean shit. Just because I'm loyal doesn't mean shit. Do I like you? No, you should just like him because he's loyal and he'll go to work and he'll help support the house and he'll give you the sex. Like, puppies are fucking loyal. This shit is fucking unbelievable. And when we end this stream, I'm actually gonna end this stream too, because I have to start the grill and shit, and that's gonna take some time. Everything else that I prepared, literally, I've prepared everything that I need to prepare on stream. Everything else is oven baked, and I don't feel like doing the turkey sitting down in here. So we're almost finished.
Mostly because I kind of wanted to show you guys what we're dealing with. And also I wanted to explain why I don't particularly chat about race all that much, despite the fact that I actually I like black people in general. I'm not a fan of niggas. But I love black people. I really love black people. Because honestly, the truth of the matter is, if you spend a lot of time with black people, you're going to find a lot of black people are friendly. Some of them are kind of rough at first, rough exteriors. But there's a lot of sweet, beautiful black people, just in general. People who are kind, people that want to offer you wisdom and want to be there. Some people who are funny. There's a lot.
He's literally trying to talk about himself. He's trying to set up himself like he's just this great, wonderful, and great sage and shit like that. Like literally, this is a fucking advertisement for him. This whole video has been an advertisement for him. And I wish I had the fucking low amount of self-esteem to just come up here and advertise for myself in some sort of social commentary way. No, like, you don't hear me coming on here and asking, hey, ladies, can you send me titty pics? I like titty pics. I like looking at titties. Like, no, you don't fucking see me doing that. What you see is these dumb fucks sitting up here trying to justify that they're good guys, they're loyal guys, but nobody wants to date me, so society. Fuck out of here.
To being a black person, that audacity that a lot of black people have doesn't always have to be channeled into something bad and awful and negative. You know, seeing the streetwise punk kid, you know, who's just kind of crappy to everyone.
All right, I'm done with him because he's just trying to sell himself. All right, guys, you actually stayed with me while I've actually done Thanksgiving. I'm gonna go clean up. I'm gonna start my grill for this pork belly, and thank you for joining me. I'm gonna actually probably be streaming a lot today. I have a couple of family's houses I need to go, friends and family houses I need to go, but I'm gonna be streaming a lot today because day off, 4-day weekend, yay. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video, and let's go.